Hi there, I'm Patricia Nolan-Brown. I'm an inventor and I'm the author of Idea to Invention, What You Need to Know to Cash In on Your Inspiration. And I'm hoping to help the average person become an inventor because you don't have to go broke trying to happy inventing. Hello everybody and welcome to another Technical Tuesday. Today we're going to go over step number 1, which is Think It. There are 6 steps that I went over in the last episode of Technical Tuesday. First one is called Think It because it all starts in your head. Now, if you have an idea, you might want to skip this one and wait till I go over number 2, which is Cook It. But I think you will still get value out of this one because at some point you're going to be fresh out of ideas. And this step teaches you how to come up with ideas. You know, are you waiting for the good idea fairy to land in your head? No.
Cheesy until I get back. In fact, no TV.
You must be proactive, and there are certain ways you can do this, at least in my experience. Disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer, but this is for educational purposes. A really valuable trait at this stage is curiosity. Are you inquisitive? Being inquisitive gets the creative juices flowing. And there are certain things you can do. Keep a curiosity journal. Have a journal with you. Jot down everything that interests you so that you can revisit it later. I've had a number of journals where I've gone back and I have developed things. Had I not had the journal, I don't know if I would have remembered that concept. And you can always use your cell phone, put notes in it. That's what I often do, although I still like a pencil and paper. So keep a journal. Anything that interests you, just write it down. The next thing you can have is a lifelong learning list. Make a list right now of 3 things that interest you and find out as much as you can about them. Number 3, ask questions. You know, back in the day when I was a graphic designer, this guy would come in and he would repair the typesetting machines. And I would watch him and I would ask a lot of questions. Not being a pest about it, I was inquisitive. Years down the road, I had my own graphic design and typesetting business, and I was able to fix my own typesetting machine. So ask questions to gain knowledge. Number 4 is read and research. Go to the libraries, get online, and just read about things, and that way you become your own expert. You're smarter than you think. You can retain this stuff and bring it up later and use it. Number 5, go into the stores. These stores are a treasure trove for inventors. Just walk up and down the aisles. Don't go and try to reinvent the wheel. Try to combine things, vary things, improve things, or go down an aisle in one section of the store and see if that product can be applied to another department in the store with some tweaking. Packaging is what sells the product to the consumer. So if you change the packaging and target it to another demographic, let's say, it's a new product. Number 6, trust your own instincts. By this I mean, let's take the example of Steve Jobs. He quit school, he took a calligraphy class. People were saying, I'm sure, man, you're wasting your time there. But he retained all this information strictly because he was interested in it. 10 years later, he developed the typography for the Mac. So these things bubble up later when you need them, when you're not even realizing everything you do has value along the way. We're all soaking in knowledge, I believe, to use later. Another example is Bethenny Frankel, the reality TV star who took a bartending course just because she was curious early in her life. Years later, she developed a cocktail company that one of the biggest players in the industry ended up buying from her. But she was told, you're in a man's world, you're in a tough industry, you'll never make it. And she's doing just fine. Trust your own instincts. I can go on and on with these stories. Another good example would be Mrs. Fields, the cookie maven. She was told by so many people, friends, family, banks, that she would never make it. But she just trusted herself, kept moving forward, and look what happened. There are tons of these stories. Number 7 sort of goes hand in hand with number 6, but trust synchronicity. Many times, things are happy accidents. I could think of many along my journey with my different products, but I'll pick one. The car seat mirror. The adhesive on the back holding the angle onto the mirror was getting kind of pricey. They had to be special cut, special glue, obviously, for the heat and cold in cars, which incidentally I tested in my toaster oven and freezer early on. You can do this stuff. I digress. I ended up researching ways I could put that angle onto the mirror, and I figured out if I drilled a hole in both of them and popped a rivet in it, it would be cheaper. I could do it myself with a cheap tool. But the happy accident was now it made it adjustable. I never thought of that. But these things do happen, synchronicity. I mean, certain things have happened to me. I took a free French conversational class down at the library. It just kind of interested me. I took the classes, and then it turns out I was accepted to a writers and artists retreat in France, and I lived there for 3 weeks. So those lessons came in very handy, but it was not my intent, and I had no idea in the future this was going to be an opportunity for me. So cast a wide net, learn about things, take it all in, and you probably will be able to apply it later on your journey. When you're in the stores and you're looking at products to improve, also think of dual-purpose products, products you can combine and make into one product that makes it easier for the consumer. Think of a pizza slicer that has a tray on it to serve it as you cut it. That's already there, but someone thought of combining those two products. And also, if you can think of a product that will need refills, you've hit a gold mine. Think of razor blades and razors. Like my dog waste product. There'll always be refills needed. So in conclusion, you will now be able to walk around and think of other products. But when you think you're out of ideas, just walk through the stores, read things and research things, write them down. Don't tell anybody your ideas, number one. And number two, avoid companies that say they will help inventors get everything they need. And then they want you to write a big check for that before anything's done. If you're thinking about a company, always put the name of the company or person in a search with the word complaint after it. See what pops up. You don't need these people to help you do the things that you can do yourself. Now that the light bulbs are popping over your head, it's time to cook it, which we'll cover in the next episode. Stay curious, stay creative, and move forward with your ideas until they pop. See you next time.